Hi and welcome to Edwards Motorhomes. I'm Andy. Now today we're going to do a walk around on an Auto Trail V-line and give you a feel for the handover. Right, so here we have your fuel filler point and we also have the filler point for your AdBlue. Now it's very important to remember that it is your ignition key that will actually open up your fuel filler. Electric step we'll go into in a little bit more detail in a moment. We have your awning light just there and your awning, which I'll show you how we get that out in a second. We have your water filler just here, which you just pop a normal hose in and fill that up. And then we have your fridge vents just here. Now, it is very important to remove these while the fridge freezer is in use. They are known as winter covers because it's really to stop insects and things getting in there during the winter months. This window, something very important. When opening up the sliding door, remember this window must be closed. Otherwise, you'll end up giving it a clonk and you'll crack the window. When we come round, we have your cassette toilet. Cassette toilet, nice easy thing to use. Most important thing to remember is on your toilet, which I'll show you when we go into the van, there'll be a grey handle. That handle must be closed before you can take the cassette out. For obvious reasons, if the cassette is open, it will not allow you to remove the cassette. So, I've already closed it. So you just press this blue handle here and pull out. Take the handle. You then wheel the cassette to what we call the Alson point. Now, campsites will always have an Alson point. Then what you do, you turn it around, you take this blue top off, you press the button at the back which allows the air to flow. So you pour away into the Alson point. Give it a flush through, add some new blue chemical, cap back on, turn that locks back into there, job done. It's not the horrible job that people tend to think it's going to be. This then brings me on to your water tanks. Now the reason why with the cassette toilet you only need the blue chemical is there's no header tank, which is what you get with caravans, and they do need the pink chemical. Because with motorhomes it comes directly from the freshwater tank, and if you want to drain down your freshwater tank, it's this blue one here. If you want to drain down your wastewater tank, grey. Then we come on to your electric hookup. Now, obviously we've got the hookup in at the moment. If you want to release, very important, that blue button there, press down on it before you pull the cable out. Otherwise, it will stick and you'll end up wrenching everything else. Next one is this van has obviously got the unslung gas tank, and this is your LPG filling point. Now, filling up LPG is very much similar to filling up with diesel. You'll lock it on because there are two pins just in there. It will lock, you press the button, you fill the tank. If you've never done it before, it will frighten the life out of you when you release, because when you release the pressure, there's always a small amount of gas left in the pipe, and that will sort of go whoosh up in the air and frighten the life out of you. Once you've done it once and twice, you'll be absolutely fine. Now, when we come to the filler, obviously you need to know how much you've got into your system. You'll see that when these LEDs are marked just here. Okay, so when we come to obviously the habitation door, first thing is your electric step. Very simple, it's just this switch here. That button there takes it out, top one, we'll put it back in. This switch here is for this awning light. Now as soon as your power is turned on the inside, that will come on. But what I would want to do first of all is to drop down the awning to show you how that works. So I'm going to just grab the awning brace. Rule number one, when bringing down your awning, make sure your habitation door is closed. Otherwise, it will sit on top of the door and you'll end up damaging your awning. Rule number two, if you're short like I am, is the awning brace is adjustable. So you unscrew, you slide out to the size that you need, and you tighten. Two pins, slot just into here, and then you turn. And you just wind out. Now, depending on the size of the awning, some will have a bar that fits into the centre. Okay, it will go out slightly further than that, but that'll do us for now. So, inside of here, you have two spring-loaded legs. So what you do is you push that back and drop down. Do exactly the same on the other side. Then you literally push this up to the size that it needs to be. Now, these clips here can be very tight first time you use them. When you push them up, it'll feel like they won't want to stick. They will. You've just got to use it a few times and it'll get easier. So then we do exactly the same on this side. And again, turn and push up. And there you have it. Now, obviously you can get your storm pegs and things which would tap into the floor, which you'll see that you've got the two holes just there to peg. That makes it nice and easy. Again, when you're putting it back, it's the same process. You just unclip, you clip it back into the housing, and you wind back in. I hope that explains your awning for you. Okay, so when we're looking at your cab controls, over here, obviously we've got your LEDs for your underslung gas tank. Steering wheel, controls for your radio, controls for your Bluetooth for your telephone, wash wipes, lights and indicators, cruise control. 6-speed gearbox. To be able to get reverse, you do need to lift the collar. Over here we've got your media center. Now you've got your navigation, your radio, your DAB, your Bluetooth. Again, you can add USBs, iPods, Android links, your rear view camera, web links, HDMIs, AV, and of course your setup. You do have access areas just here as well if you just want to go to the camera or navigation or back to your home screen. Above here, we have your tablet or your phone holder, which you pull up from the back. Don't worry, it is a bit tight, but it is okay. You unclip from here. You can just pop your telephone or your tablet into there. And of course, you do have a USB charger and a 12-volt charger just here. When you finish with it, make sure you clip that back in, push those in, drop down. Over here, we have your cool box. Now, as long as you've got your cab air conditioning on, which is, again, just comes on from here, that will keep that nice and cool. So again, if you've got a bar of chocolates or a bottle of water, absolutely fantastic. And you do have your cable for your USB just here, which again links back to your media center. If you need to get under the bonnet, just on this side here, you have the pull release, which then opens up your bonnet for you. So the next thing I want to show you is the seats. Now the seats are easy to swivel around. You have a catch just here. So you pull that away and you just turn the seat and it will slide round. Then on the side of the seat, you have these two catches. This will be for the driver and for the passenger. The front one adjusts the front of the seat, flicks back. Don't worry, when you're sat on it, it's not quite that sharp. That one there for the back of the seat. Now, again, it works like on a pivot system to get you to the right height. Then you have the wheel there for the backrest. You also have the wheels on your armrest, so again, you can get those into exactly the same position. So, we have your dinette. Now, the table can be taken completely out of the van if you don't want it in. All you literally do is you lift it off the catches at the back and you take it out. When putting it back in, do make sure that it's locked on properly so it doesn't fall around when you're driving. The table also has an extender. Now, you'll notice just here you have a catch. So you just pull that down and spin. Now, once you've pulled out to its full capacity, it will lock back into place again. So again, you will need to pull down the catch to lock it back over. Then, of course, underneath this seat just here, we do have a large storage area, which really is worth its weight in gold. So now we're going to look at your 12-volt control panel and your heating systems and your hot water. So this button here turns on your 12-volt control panel. This button is for your lights. This button here is for your awning lights just outside. Then this one will actually give you all your levels. So as you can see at the moment, we've got your leisure battery. Press on that button and we've got your vehicle battery. Your fresh and your wastewater tank level. So again, it's showing you how much water you have in your system. Your battery select. Your internal temperature and your humidity, and this again then is for your clock, so you can adjust your clock with that button there. That's for the hour, that one for the minutes, and then we come back round to the main controls. This button here is then for your water pump. Again, if ever you need water running through your system, you must have your water pump on. These two buttons here are for your lights, and then it comes to your hot water and your heating. Now, obviously with your heating, if you're going to be running on electric, it has to be plugged into 230 volt, otherwise it will only run on gas. So if we press this button here, that is for gas, for your heating. That one will be gas for your hot water. That one will be electric for your heating, that one electric for your hot water. The amount of times you'll tap that will then put these LEDs up, so again it'll be on more power. And then you have your plus and your minus on both, and that will just take you to your different temperature settings. All the details for that will be in your quick start handbook. So with your kitchen, first thing to show you is we have your extender just here, clips up, gives you extra space. Underneath here you have got a 230 volt socket. Then of course we have your sink and your 2 gas hobs. Obviously you need to bring your tap up to be able to use that. Controls just there for your hobs and your igniter. Over here we have your storage, cutlery drawer, more storage, and we also have the 230 volt there for your boiler. So again, if your heating isn't coming on for your water on 230 and you've got it plugged into the mains and you can't work out why, it'll probably be because you haven't turned that switch on just there. Oven, which again is a gas oven, so you must have your gas on to be running that. And then underneath here we have your boiler drain, and we also have your gas isolator switches. So again, if you were to have a gas leak, you can isolate that particular piece of equipment. And with the drain, obviously come the winter months, you don't just drain down your fresh and your wastewater tank, it's also very important to drain down your boiler. So the next thing we're going to look at is your fridge freezer. So your fridge freezer is a 3-way fridge freezer. Now how this works is you have this switch just here. Now as you can see, you've got off, electric hookup, battery and gas. The one that always throws everybody is battery, because you would assume that is then working from your leisure battery. It's not. It will work from your vehicle battery. So to give you an idea how that works, if you were at home and you're going to set off somewhere the next day, you've got the van at home, you've filled up all your fridge freezer with all the bits and pieces that you want, and you're on electric hookup. That's fine. When you pull the electric out, of course, it's not going to work off hookup anymore. What you then need to do is you must make sure you've started up your engine and then put it to battery, and it will work from vehicle battery while you're running. Once you stop, if you've got no electric hookup, you then must make sure you've got your gas turned on before you would then flick it onto gas. When you do flick it onto gas, you must use the igniter, and that light will then go over into the green to tell you've got gas running through the system. So again, just as a quick recap, over on this side you've got off, electric for when you're on hookup, battery for when the vehicle is running, and gas for obviously when you're running on gas. That one there is then your temperature. You press these 2 buttons in here to open up your fridge freezer. You can see that the freezer compartment at the top is removable, so if you want more fridge space, please do take it out. So next we're going to come to your dining table. Now in your wardrobe you have a leg, so I'm just going to pop here, and we have a tabletop which just clips in. So how this works, you have a grommet in the floor just here. You remove the grommet. Just pop your leg in to the floor just like that. Tabletop goes on top. Really couldn't be much easier. Now we're going to make up your bed. So how we do this, underneath here you'll see that we've got 2 bars. Now the 2 bars, just lift up here, you lock that one into there, that one into there. Same at the back. Then you just pull these 2 out. Now you can do the actual bed in 2 ways. Some people will flip them over because the flats are on the opposite side, or you can keep them on this side. You just slide that out. Backrest goes just in there. Same on this side. And there we have your bed. So here we have your Sergeant control panel. Now as you can see, you've got your main 12 volt shut down there, your switch for your heater and your charger, trip switches and fuses. You do have more fuses in the front of the vehicle, which we're going to have a look at now. So if you look under the table, just there, you have more of your fuses. Now it does show you on there exactly what they're for as well. Okay, so blinds and fly screens and your windows. When you're opening your windows, you've got these two little switches on the actual catch themselves, so you must press those in. And then you've got the two here that just open. Push, you can lock off these catches here, either side. Very important when you are travelling, skylights and windows must be closed. They are plastic, they'll catch the wind, they'll be gone. So again, lock them back down, like so. You then have your blinds and you have your fly screens. Fly screen comes down from the top, blind comes up from underneath. Now when we're looking at skylights, again, catch just there, you slide up, you do have two other sections there and there, so again if you only want them part open, you can do that. Again, lock, blind on this side, fly screen on this side. Again, I know I'm going over it, but I will reiterate again, you must make sure that these skylights and these windows are closed when you are travelling. If they catch the wind, they will be gone. So earlier on we were talking about your cassette toilet. Now, first of all, your toilet does move in all directions so you can get to the most comfortable position. You can see at the moment the blade is closed. Now, as we were talking about outside, to remove your cassette for your toilet, the blade must be closed. You would only ever want the blade open if you're using the toilet anyway. And that's worked by this grey handle here. So again, push away, it will open up the blade, pull back, and it will close. Again, you only need the blue chemical. Remember, put it directly straight into the cassette. Don't pour it down the toilet. It is very, very strong chemical and it will discolour your bowl. Just here, you have a green light. That's telling you that the cassette is empty. If that turns red, your cassette is full. Over here, we have the flush for your toilet and of course your shower controls for your hot and cold, just there. Here, we have your sink. So again, you just must remember to pull it out for the tap. And here we have your storage. The only other thing left to show you is, of course, is actually on the door itself. We have your towel holder, and of course you must remember to bring the shower curtain around you. You don't want that hitting the wood because you will damage it. So obviously you have a solar panel on the vehicle. Now that's controlled from inside this cupboard just here. So as you can see, you've got your solar controller. Quite obvious because it'll tell you there, number one, will charge up your vehicle battery. Number two, your leisure battery, and you just control that by the use of this switch. Thank you for watching our video. I hope you found it informative, and if you have any questions, please do give us a call. Thank you very much.